This is a car that really surprised me. We'll find out as we get further into this video why that is, but here are 3 reasons why you might want to get a Mazda CX-30. Number 1, 0% finance. Number 2, Japanese dependability. Number 3, this has been voted the most value car in the world by which? Good start. Is it though? Or does it make you think, all right, what's the catch? Just as your grandparents told you Mazdas will last forever, they also said there's no such thing as a free lunch. So, is it all a bit too good to be true? One of the cool, unique things that Mazda have is a loading system, a unique loading system where you have a sort of a tray thing in the back, which means that you can segregate things in a unique way so they don't rattle around. Space is pretty good, but what I do like, even though this doesn't have that particular feature, is this, which is the Bose sub. We'll talk about that in a little while, demo that, but that's a decent sized sub. I love the way that's fitted. What's unique about this car is just how simple and traditional it is. Front wheel drive. Look, I'm changing gear, manual gears, 2.5 litre engine, 4-cylinder with 140 horsepower, or all-wheel drive, 2 litre with 240 horsepower. And yes, the smaller engine has more power. So how is that? Well, it's to do with Mazda's very clever invention, which makes this engine, that's petrol, behave a little bit like a diesel. Which essentially means they've done something no one's cracked in 140 years. Diesel engines compress air so hard the fuel ignites on its own. Petrol engines, they use a spark plug. Mazda have found a way to do both. Spark when you need it, compression when it counts. More power, better economy, brave engineering, round of applause. Oh, and no clattering. Yep. Like a little whispering thing, innit? Inside, this features the world-famous Takumi engineering. It smells beautiful of leather. You've got electric seats in the front and memory seats in the front. The ability to do this, look at that. Do you remember that? Almost like, I don't want to say the name of it, but this will remind you of something, won't it? Now, the word Takumi is a Japanese word. It means skilled or craftsmanship. And there are rumors that this is the 4th most reliable car in the world. And that is brilliant when you consider there are 100 brands. 4th. Actually, 6,000 brands if you count. Oh, that engine sound, by the way. I said it was quiet. Well, it is. Just don't worry about it. Take my word for it. This button here controls your Mazda automatic cruise control. Good news is it comes with nearly all of the Mazdas. So even all of the cheaper ones of this will have this feature on it, which is very good. And this also has, without me saying the actual word and annoying you and turning stuff on and off in your house, this has that voice assistant which enables you to turn lights on, open the garage door and so on, which I think is very clever. It's moving on now, isn't it? You can even say like, Alexa, put the kettle on. Oh.
Okay.
So not only can you have a manual one of these, but this has rack and pinion steering, right? From the 16th century it is, which means it's connected to something, which is a comforting thought. You know, it's connected to a gear which turns the wheel. It doesn't mean that it's really heavy, it just means that it's a little bit more accurate. In fact, you could argue rack and pinion is a bit more accurate than the digital systems of today, just showing you the 360 camera there and the maneuverability, which, by the way, 17 feet. It's not all old-fashioned and traditional though. This is still a mild hybrid. They call it M hybrid. What that means is it takes the energy from braking and or slowing down to power a little battery, and that little battery powers things like your aircon or your audio system, for example, and the result is the engine is doing less work, and that means more consumption, which in theory is about 49 miles to the gallon. Also, I love the way that this engine sounds. Got a very low note from the exhaust, very whispery quiet, very clever how they've done that. But you know what, it's them Takumi engineers again. And also look at this, the way this opens and closes. They've even got like a bit of strange damping on the way that this opens and closes. That's lovely, isn't it? Let's do some money. Insurance is very cheap, £259 to insure one of these. They start price-wise £26,535, 0% finance. You can have a look at the top comment if you wanted to have a little play around in the configurator, which we'll come on to in a moment. By the time you're seeing this, their service pack thing will be up and running on the website, so you can then have trouble-free motoring. You don't need to worry about servicing. The only thing for me is the warranty, which is 60,000 miles over 3 years. Now, isn't this supposed to be the most dependable car in the world? Well, if it's so dependable, why is it? Part of their suite of safety things includes a very clever side alert warning. This helps you when approaching roundabouts from traffic on the right. It's a cross-traffic alert then, which sits alongside your auto cruise and your automatic braking, which is useful for parking. Yeah, there's a space in there, mate. I'd probably straighten it up. Yeah, no, not that. They're very driver-centric though, Mazda. Obviously, it goes all the way back to the MX-5, doesn't it? The whole thing is that everything is about the driver. The passenger, you don't matter. If you've got a fan, everything else is, you could do it without looking. Look, it all looks like it's made out of one piece. Once I've built it, mate, I'm not having it coming back for rattles. There's your wireless charger. There's your cup holders. This is your 2 USBs down here, and this is actually chilled. It's not supposed to be chilled, but it's just the way it is. I know that most cars kind of do that. Once you've got your aircon on, this kind of gets cold. Too many compliments. One thing I will say though is the slightly irritating, if you're used to something else, way to start the car. So it's obviously got a key, but you have to touch the key to get the engine to go. Now I've done it first time, but sometimes it's too much of this going back and forward. There'll be a reason for that. There'll be a safety reason for that. Back to this driver-centric thing, Mazda have this thing called Jinbai Itai.
Jinbai Itai?
That's it. It means in Japanese, horse and rider. And you know, like how humans form bonds with other organic things like dogs and horses. Mm-hmm. There's a synergy and a connection, particularly if a dog or a horse likes you. You get that.
The maple kind, yeah.
That is what they're trying to do. Horse, rider, car, you, and horse. Horsey, car thing. Yep. In terms of upholstery, it's refreshing to note that you can actually choose, or some of them come with upholstery rather than leather. This is a very lovely soft leather, very expensive leather, and probably an upgrade. The only issue for me is, number one, the room in the back, and number two, well, you've got a choice of black or black with a little bit of brown here. That's actually brown. But if you live anywhere else, like in some parts of Europe, AU, Australia or America, you can have any colour you want inside. Why can you not have any? I want a nice lighter colour. What I would say is that you can have a lighter headlining here, which doesn't make it feel so enclosed. You can also spec a sunroof as well, but wireless charging, unfortunately, is not free. You do get this though, which is the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You'd be surprised how many expensive cars still do not have wireless. That's ridiculous. It isn't the full Apple Ultra, which is coming soon, by the way. And if you look at this, this is the Aston Martin, which is fully integrated the new Apple CarPlay Ultra, which not only will take over this area, but also this area as well. It's not clear whether Mazda are going to engage in that or not. And in fact, a lot of the manufacturers are saying that they're not going to engage in it because of data and privacy concerns. One way to look at this car is that it's a fraction bigger than a Golf, but only about an inch higher off the ground. Unlike the Golf, if you are 6 foot, you won't get much in the back because, of course, the seats, and then you never mind. For that, you're going to need one of these, the new CX-5, which looks tremendous and, though, won't start at £26,000. Oh, and I should also say, if you're driving around town, don't expect a great deal more than 29 miles to the gallon. Audio system is developed by Bose, which is very good. Obviously, it'll be an upgrade on the slightly higher models, but it is a very good sound. The sub is about that big, as you've seen it before. You have something called Audio Pilot, which listens for the road noise and then adjusts the sound automatically, which is very nice. And then this, which is Center Point, which enables you to split the sound out, which is very good. I like this gear stick. There's a good bit of aluminium on there. After a few days with this, I'm starting to get this whole idea of
Jinbai Itai.
Yeah, that's it. Steering that actually feels connected to the wheels, and it's not too light. A gear stick that's satisfying to use, and instruments that are made to be instruments. Yeah, and oddly, the standouts were the 360-degree camera, surprisingly sharp. Like using that, and the aircon, which blasts like it's trying to, I don't know, take your skin off. And yeah, I was starting to think I could easily give this a value for money award myself. However, there is a catch, because I haven't driven the cheapest one, and it might be completely different. So I'll leave that bit up to you. Where does that put us in terms of the refinement? This is really interesting, because back to the traditional thing, we've got McPherson struts all round. They're very soft, very pliable, but at the same time, this has an awful lot, a surprising amount of handling characteristics. One of the things here is how big this steering wheel is. It's huge. It's like a bus steering wheel, actually. But for some reason, I like touching it and I like steering it. There is no body roll, and in terms of the road noise itself, This is running on Bridgestones, and I haven't heard anything yet. That's pretty silent, isn't it? I mean, I'm only doing 40, but this is a very quiet car for the money. Do you know what? I'd say fun and agile as well, because once you start putting some power down, this is a good laugh to drive around in. Yeah, it's like a little MX-5, a high-up MX-5 with a roof and 4 seats. Interesting. If you want to see something else that's actually good like this, but is on the same platform, you can watch this now. This is, oh, you're watching on your TV, you can't see the square thing. It's on, never mind. That car is based on the same platform and is very good. But I'd be interested to know which one of the two you're going to have, because I know which one I'm having.